This is your Barbados Today evening news update for Friday, June the 29th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, consumers in Barbados will have to pay more for some types of bread, but less for others from July the 1st. Purity Bakeries today announced that the changes in prices are the result of the removal of the National Social Responsibility Levy and the imposition of fuel and garbage and sewage taxes from Sunday. General Manager Ralph Holder said the Wonder and Purity branded sandwich loaves, salt bread and sandwich making subs will go up by 1%. This, he said, means that, for example, hamburger buns, which sold for $3.75, will cost $3.80 from Sunday. However, the cake and pastry products, which attracted the NSRL when it is removed, will only decrease by 4 to 5%. New telecoms provider Ozone, which had been closed to business in recent days, is assuring Barbadians it will be back up and running with a fresh face on Monday. Dr. Nicholas Kelly, a leading shareholder and investor, said in a statement today that the old management have left him and staff in the dark regarding the true picture of the company, which had faced various options that would determine its future, including a sale that could not happen. Dr. Kelly said he had intervened and taken matters into his hand with a view to restructuring the telecoms provider, which he said is here to stay. A University of the West Indies political scientist is cautioning the Mia Mottley-led administration to stay focused on the critical issues relating to the economic situation while in its haste to honor its election manifesto pledges. Lecturer in political science at the University of the West Indies Cayfield campus, Dr. Christina Hines, gave the government a passing grade in its first month in office in trying to live up to a lot of the expectations and promises which people have.
So I think the government is trying to live up to a lot of the expectations and the promises that people have, and I think so far they're doing quite a good job. I think there still are some things, though, that as a society we would need to keep our eyes on, and these are some of the issues relating to the economic situation in the country, including some of the ramifications or the possible ramifications of the default on our debt. And we would also want to keep our eyes on the type of IMF deal that Barbados enters into, if indeed it does enter into one.
One of Barbados's main tourist sector partners is not pleased with the new taxes being implemented on departure from the country. Regional Vice President of the International Air Transport Association, Peter Sidra, said Barbados and other Caribbean countries continue to see the aviation industry as a cash cow by implementing various taxes and fees. He wants this practice to stop.
So it is demonstrated and validated that reducing taxes will generate a higher long-term economic benefit than increasing taxes and quickly generating some revenues. And we need to ask the question, when was the last time we saw new flights from Europe or other parts of the region into the Caribbean by new entrants into the market?
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back with news from the region now. Guyana's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Shamdeo Prasad, says there's no escaping the threat that non-communicable diseases pose to the populace, and that although the Presidential Commission on NCDs has been established, much work is left to be done. Dr. Prasad said a major problem in Guyana is that when one person is identified with a non-communicable disease, it is a lifelong challenge for that individual to maintain a healthy lifestyle.
One of the issues that came up repeatedly, even at the level of our commission's meeting, is that the impact that NCDs can have on our workforce and persons not able to, attend to their work in a diligent manner. They miss work. They expend a lot of both government resources and their own in seeking and obtaining health care, all of which against diseases that are pretty much preventable.
And on the international scene, a Maryland man charged with rampaging through a newsroom in Annapolis with a pump-action shotgun and killing 5 people was denied bail today after one of the deadliest attacks on journalists in U.S. history. Here's more from Reuters.
The suspect in a deadly shooting at a Maryland newspaper is being held without bail Friday after appearing at a court hearing via video link from a detention center.
We brought to the judge's attention the evidence that suggested a coordinated attack, the barricading of a back door, and the use of a tactical approach and hunting down and shooting the innocent victims in this case.
38-year-old Jared Ramos is charged with 5 counts of murder after allegedly spraying the newsroom of the Capital Gazette in Annapolis with gunfire Thursday.
These journalists are part of our community. They brought the stories of the people who live here. My heart's broken for the families.
He is not cooperating with police, who have recovered Ramos's car and searched his home.
I can't go into a whole bunch of details about it, but I will tell you that it's evidence showing the origination of planning, things like that, in his apartment.
Ramos had a long-standing grudge against the newspaper and unsuccessfully sued it for defamation in 2012 over an article that reported how he harassed a former high school classmate. He legally purchased the 12-gauge pump-action shotgun used in the attack about 1 year ago.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic weekend.